Eric, we have massive news here to share with the viewers, as well as we're going to be covering UFC 259, as well as some NHL and NBA. But first, one tradition that's never going to fucking die. Roll it! Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, or maybe listeners, if you're listening on Spotify, welcome back to the Chtib Zhang show. It's a special episode, Eric, an inaugural episode, as we have some big news regarding the Chtib Zhang show, as we will be taking our talents down to South Beach. No, just kidding, not fucking Miami.
The Hot Sauce Sports.
To Hot Sauce Sports MTL. Eric, I am super excited to be sharing this. We've been holding this in for a week. But me and Eric, like I said, we will be moving to Hot Sauce Sports. What does this mean for the Chtib Zhang show? Well, not much. We're still going to be posting the videos that you see on MTL Hot Sauce Sports, but we're just going to be a part of their brand now. And you'll see videos on their channel, but you can also listen to us on Spotify if that's already what you're doing. And so we're going to have a variety of new things coming to our show when it comes to topics, the length, platforms, like I said. Blogs, too, will be seen on the website, Eric.
So you can just go on Linktree. Yeah. You'll find all that. There's a website for Hot Sauce Sports, everything.
There's a whole team behind us right now
whole team
on Hot Sauce Sports. We have a bunch of bloggers. I'll be writing too. Eric doesn't know how to write for shit, so count him out. But,
I'm not writing no essays for sure. Crazy.
But yeah, so it's exciting news, and I'm excited.
Because only good things can come out of this. Yeah. It just means more consistency. It's just a win-win for everybody here.
Yeah, big win for everybody. We, like Eric said, will be way more consistent now. It was hard to find motivation when you're just two, but now that you have a whole team behind you and it's organized and it's well ran,
very professional,
very professional. Well, it kind of it gets you motivated to make more videos, and that's what's going to happen. Right now, we're scheduled to do every Wednesday at 11, but that might be going up to 2 videos a week. We're not sure yet, but yeah. So go subscribe to the Hot Sauce Sports YouTube channel. Go follow them on Instagram, and you know, just have fun listening to us on this platform.
And also swearing now too. So a lot more swearing.
We get to fucking swear. Something that we weren't able to do on YouTube because we're too scared. But now talking about the Habs is going to be much more fun when you're going to get to fucking just yell the F word every time. But let's start off the episode. We have quite the episode, like we said. UFC 259, a lot happened. We have the Habs. We have our mid-season trophy trackers in the NHL, and we got Blake Griffin signing with the Nets. So a jam-packed episode. So we don't have much time left to waste. So let's just jump into UFC 259, Eric. Happened last night. We saw some good things. We saw some unfortunate events. Everyone knows what we're talking about. But let's jump right into it. In one of the prelims of Peter Yan and Sterling. Eric, you had a lot to just get off your chest here.
Yeah. Wait, before you say it, it's not prelim, it's the main card.
Oh, the main card. Yeah, sorry.
So it's a co-main event. And so Peter Yan, wow. Because he had the belt, and then Sterling took it off him from disqualification. When I was watching it, it was ridiculous. Because Peter Yan was winning. Every judge had him winning except one.
Yeah.
They all had him winning. And then because Sterling was getting so tired, he was gassing himself out. He was kept throwing these elbows, couldn't take pure Yan down, and Yan just kept punching consistent. And Sterling was on the ground like this. Pure Yan goes, knees him in the face or in the forehead. I was watching it. I was so confused. I wasn't sure if it was illegal at first, and then Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier, they told me it was illegal. And I was and I was watching alone too. No one wanted to watch with me, so I was watching it alone, and I was freaking out. My sister was like, "Why are you yelling?" I didn't know this was even possible, and this was the first ever time that a champion lost from disqualification. A lot of people thought it was no contest. Even Pure Yan thought it was no contest at first. But it was actually disqualification. But they're gonna Sterling took off the belt. He knew it didn't. But Sterling fought really well too. Sterling, you gotta give you gotta give credit
where credit is due.
Yeah, for sure. So they're gonna have a rematch very soon. Dana White said the rematch happening very soon. I don't know if they're gonna advertise it as Sterling the champ, but it's happening very soon. So it's gonna be a good
Peter
storyline to
Yang.
follow.
FYI, for those listening or watching, I am not the UFC guy. I fucking know shit all about the UFC. It's definitely a sport I want to get into. I just didn't. Eric's the UFC expert on this one, but I did watch the highlights because I'm not paying for no pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Peter Yang took him 7 games to win his first bout, right? 7 fights. Isn't he he was like not the youngest, but the fewest games to it. I'm pulling shit out of my ass right now. But no, I did hear it took him 7 games, right?
Fight. He beat Jose Aldo, and but you don't say games, it's fights. But
fights. 7 fights to win a belt, right?
Something like that. Beat Jose Aldo, like he was a really good champ. Like he deserved to be a champ, and he deserved to be a champ after yesterday's fight too. But not the disqualification. I don't know if he did it on purpose because it was really weird.
I don't know. No, there's no chance he does it on purpose.
But yeah, why would you do it on purpose? I think he was too in the moment. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah, because he was dominating, like you said. He had the fight. It was his to lose, and then he does this. Question: I don't know what he's thinking. Like you said, they're gonna rematch. Source Eric Zhang, because I haven't heard anywhere just from you.
No, I watched all the press. They all said that Dana said they're gonna try and get the rematch as quick as possible once Sterling gets healthy. And he went to the hospital. They said he was healthy, so that's good.
After you got a fucking
and even before that, I just want to talk about Islam Makhachev. I don't know if I said his name, but Habib's best friend. He's in the lightweight division. He had a fight yesterday against Drew Dober.
Okay.
This guy, I don't know if you've ever seen Habib fight. This gets you on the ground and just ground and pound.
Well, who's this? Khabib or Khabib's best friend?
Khabib and his best friend. They both
fight the same, eh?
Yeah, they both fight the same. And
you just love to see. That's cute.
And Islam's actually a better striker too. So people would think a lot of people have him being the next champ very soon, and he deserves to have a top fight. So he should be fighting like. Oh, I'm so hyped for him. I think he's gonna be good. Yeah.
Love to Russia from Eric Zhang. Let's jump right into the women's battle between Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson. Obviously, there is a debate that Amanda Nunes could be the greatest female athlete of all time, considering the sport she plays. But this was a quick one, Eric. I think I went up to get a glass of water, came down, fight was over because Amanda Nunes won by submission, right, or tapping out. Is that what it's called?
Armbar.
She had an armbar in the first round, and that fight didn't last too long.
They went. Amanda Nunes came in calmly. Megan Anderson, wise eye open like this. Amanda Nunes walks in. Literally, Megan Anderson, she's like 6 foot, way taller than Amanda Nunes. Crazy.
Like she's a unit. I saw her.
Yeah. So they're
built
both fighting at 140. Yeah, she's 145. Like she's built like Amanda Nunes comes in. Jab.
Oh yeah.
Like 3 times in a row. Gets her like strong punch.
Yeah.
Even for if Amanda I'm telling you, Amanda Nunes could low-key fight in the men. Like I'm not saying she should or she would. Like she could low-key fight with men. I'm telling you, she is so powerful. Every time she punched Megan Anderson, you can just hear how powerful it was. And then it was over. And Amanda Nunes actually very good on the ground too. Got her in an armbar, and it was over.
Oh yeah.
And
Eric, do you think, in your opinion, Amanda Nunes is the greatest female athlete of all time, or you steering another way? Because you got to go. Serena Williams is in that conversation. Lindsey Vaughn's in that conversation. Exactly. What's her name? Christine St. Clair's in there
for soccer, yeah.
But because she lost Amanda Nunes her first few fights, but now she's gone on a crazy winning streak, and it seems like even Joe Rogan said there's nobody left to fight for her.
Exactly. She has 2 belts. Like she can fight. She's beaten every single major UFC women's fighter of all time. And any women's fighter that ever existed who is great, she's beaten in the 135 and 145 weight class. She beat Ronda Rousey easily in the
ended Ronda Rousey's career. Ended it. After that, Ronda Rousey packed her bag and she said, "I'm going to play in the WWE."
Exactly. And then
get my acting career going.
And then Cyborg, everyone thought she was the greatest.
Who the fuck is Cyborg?
Oh, she's scary too.
Who is Cyborg? I've never heard of that.
Bro, she's like she walks around like a crazy weight, and she fights at 145. Like she was one of the scariest women's, and a lot of people thought Cyborg was gonna win that fight, and then Amanda Nunes.
Keep saying Cyborg, but you haven't told me her real name yet.
I'll be honest, I don't really know where.
Nobody knows her real name. It's just Cyborg.
Yeah,
but
she was scary, and no one can beat her. So everyone has her fighting. What's her name? Svechenko or what's her name? Valentina Shevchenko.
Okay.
Who Amanda beat twice, but in very close fights. It was It was like she won one by split decision and the other by a unanimous decision. So it's very close. So a lot of people want to see a trilogy of that fight.
A trilogy. Always gotta love a trilogy.
I'll just talk about Serena Williams quick. I honestly think right now Amanda is on track to be the best women's
track.
Yeah. But Serena
has a lot of fucking Grand Slams, man.
But you can't forget Naomi Osaka.
If anything, she's on the rise, man.
Exactly. She's on the rise.
She's on the rise. But Amanda Nunes is on a killing winning streak right now. But
she's in her prime right now.
Yeah. You know how quickly a narrative in the UFC changes? Look at Conor McGregor, man. People are saying this guy should retire.
Yeah. But you can't forget Amanda Nunes, have you ever seen a sport where someone's been so good?
I know UFC is a deadly sport, man. Yeah. Deadly. So she gets a lot of credit.
Exactly. And you know how much pressure it comes with every fight? You can't lose a fight. You literally can't lose a fight.
Yeah.
Like Serena's lost some games.
Yeah.
That's fine in tennis, you know?
And to win 11 in a row, was it 11 in a row right now she's on?
Yeah, 11 or 12, yeah.
That's pretty astonishing. But Amanda Nunes definitely could probably kick our asses. For sure. I mean, I'd let her kick my ass.
They want her to fight Jake Paul.
Oh my God.
She probably, if it was UFC, she'd win 100%.
I mean, Jake Paul's built like a unit, but he punches like a little girl. I mean, little jabs and stuff. He doesn't really. So I don't know. Maybe Amanda Nunes with that killer instinct.
Yeah,
end the Paul. I want that, man. Get their career ended. Get him out of the boxing and UFC, whatever. But that fight happened like that. Snap of a finger. Let's head into the main event. Jan Blachowicz. Am I saying it? Jan Blachowicz?
Jan Blachowicz.
Jan Blachowicz. He's a Yan. Sorry.
Jan
and Yan. Yeah. And then Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
He was undefeated, Eric. Loses his first match. He decided to go up into what weight division was it? It was
light heavyweight at 205.
Light heavyweight at 205.
And you can't forget, he came in. I think he measured at 201.5 for his weight. So he came in light. He was holding pizza in his picture. Like he knew he was coming in light, and that's essentially what lost him the fight.
I mean, in my opinion. He did look like a 2x4, and the other guy looked huge.
Exactly.
I'll start this one off because I watched the highlights, and you could tell me some more detail. But at the beginning of the rounds, Israel he looked like the more aggressive striker in the opening rounds, and he was perfecting it more than Yan. But later in the rounds, Yan kind of cemented his win basically with the ground pins and just beating the shit out of his face.
Yeah.
Right there, and that's what gave him the win. That's what I saw from it. Pretty much you saw the same thing.
So I was watching the fight, and a lot of people were like, because not gonna lie, a lot of people are biased. Like they want Adesanya to win.
Well, story.
Yan is a small name. Low-key Dana White, I could see he was kind of angry when he saw Yan win because Yan is 38. He's very powerful, but he's not you can't make him a superstar. So he's just a really very nice fighter. Like I love Yan. Like he's a beast. And this guy was like I think 2-3 years ago, this guy was about to get cut, goes on a crazy winning streak, and then now he's a champ.
Yeah. So that's quite the story for him.
And also, do you remember when we saw Dominic Reyes against John Jones? Remember that fight we watched at went to go see that fight?
Reyes. Is that the one at the Manwar we saw?
Yeah.
Is that the one where I was like he should have won, but he didn't?
You said Dominic.
A lot of people, right?
Yeah. Remember, a lot of people thought Dominic Reyes. Like, he probably should have won that fight. Remember that?
He should have. Yeah, he dominated the rounds, I felt.
Yan fought that guy, destroyed him.
Destroyed him, man.
Destroyed him, yeah.
Because who was the other guy? Who was the guy that won that fight at Manwar?
John Jones.
Yeah, like, John Jones did not have a good fight.
And I hope you know, like, you're saying this, but John Jones is one
of the greatest. Yes, I know.
So,
yes.
So, I honestly think Yan, if he fought John Jones soon, Yan would win. I think John Jones, he's good, but I don't think he has the determination and he has all these when's
the last time you saw him fight? Was it Manwar or like because you can't just be?
That was the
last time he fought.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
maybe
the reason why
point.
the reason why Yan got the belt was because John Jones vacated it, and it was between Dominic Reyes and Yan to fight, and Yan won it. But honestly, I don't think this is gonna tame Israel's legacy too much. I know he wants to be one of the greatest. It's just stick at 185. Yeah. He said he wants to go back to 205.
Yeah.
But Yan, he just looked too strong for him. He just because the thing with Adesanya is the way he fights, he's a counter striker. So he's not, and then the end of the rounds, he had to initiate the fights, but he's not used to that. And when you're not the champ and you're trying to get the belt, you have to do more. You have to do more to if you want to win the belt, you have to do more than if it's a close fight, they're gonna give it to the other to the champ. They're never gonna give it to the challenger. So Adesanya, he just had to, either he had to knock Yan out or he just had to he didn't show enough.
So what's next for him? What's next for Adesanya? What's he got to do?
He said he wants to fight John Jones, but I don't think that fight's happening anymore because he lost. So I think he's either going to go down to 185 and try and
dominate that.
Yeah, defend his belt, or because I know Teixeira is fighting Yan soon.
Yeah.
Or even John Jones might come back to fight Yan. We really don't know. And
also, every time I say yeah, it's because I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. So that's
okay. It's fine. And before we finish with the UFC segment, this is something I think you should follow, even like non-UFC fans.
No, I'm starting to follow it. It's just UFC's top. It's one of my biggest passions right now. You know,
Do you remember did you watch the Daniel Cormier and Miocic fight? Did I show you that?
No.
Daniel Cormier?
No.
Okay.
I watched the McGregor fight. That was the last fight I watched.
Yeah.
Against
Poirier. But even before that, in the summer, there was a fight, Miocic versus Daniel Cormier. Okay. And Miocic won. So Miocic is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Yeah.
And there's this guy called Francis Ngannou. This guy is from Cameroon. Straight kill. This guy, strongest, most powerful human on earth right now.
Most powerful.
I'm telling you, this guy, you have to watch. In his last 5 fights, this guy has lasted, I think, is under 2 minutes. He's beaten up everyone, not combined under 2 minutes.
Wow.
So in 5, his fights last like not even 30. Like it's ridiculous. Like one punch is over. I'm telling you should watch his highlights. But that's coming up at the end of March.
I love watching UFC fight. I was watching with my dad on the couch. It was Black History Month, and they're just obviously the UFC just had a bunch of black guys winning and beating the shit out of white dudes. And every time, I'm telling you, this is so like what's it called? Repetitive in the UFC. All the knockouts, fist right here lower. Because your neurons are connected right to the brain. So you get punched there, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm still here, but my body is in. And then
exactly, and your whole body is.
And then like they jump on them, and they get like good like 5 shots right to the face, and then the ref got like, I'm like, just call it right now. It's like 5 extra to like
exactly.
But UFC got to get into it. A lot of, I mean, it's people fighting for the death here to the death.
Yo, literally.
So
and the thing is, they don't even make that much money. So
I know.
It's just
like GSP. How much he got for his last fight? Less than $1 million.
Probably maybe more than $1 million.
No, I'm pretty sure it was less than that.
Really, against Michael Bisping? I'm not sure about.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what my dad told me. I'm gonna go with Steve here.
Okay,
Steve's a war veteran. You got to go with the
that was a big fight too, because GSP. So now the greatest of all time, it's literally just John Jones, GSP, and Khabib right now. So.
Well, you got to stay tuned for that. We'll see what they're going to be up to the next of those fighters. But we got to move on here to the NHL, Eric.
NHL.
The Montreal Canadiens, after firing Claude Julien, have gone 2-3 with Dominic Ducharme. Though that record may look a little deceiving because the Montreal Canadiens have been playing a lot better of recent. One game in particular I really liked was the Winnipeg game, not the 7-1 kick-ass that we just gave them, but the 2-1 OT loss that they got.
Yeah,
they had 41 shots on Connor Hellebuyck. That, even though they lost, might have been one of the best games I've seen the Montreal Canadiens play all season because they just dominated the Jets from the first period on, or no, after the first, it was a pretty even game, but second and third, it was the Montreal Canadiens dominating. And you saw that against the Senators too, but when Josh Anderson went down, that was a key loss. And then he came back against the Jets, and there was a line of Kotkaniemi, Toffoli, and Anderson, which looked fucking amazing.
Yeah,
You had to watch this
I
game.
didn't watch the whole thing. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole
Looked
thing.
incredible. Okay, they had 2 goals on the night. The Gallagher line was hot. One of the things Dominic Ducharme did was put Tatar back on that first line with Gallagher and Deneau, which I really like because that line was our best line and most consistent line over the past few years. But now this new soaring line with Josh Anderson, Kakanyemi, and Toffoli looks also really good. And you're basically just flipping wingers with Anderson and Armia because Armia is now playing with Suzuki and who is it? Drouin. Yes, Jonathan Drouin. And he's also been playing better too. A lot of good things to look forward to the Montreal Canadiens right now, who sit 4th in the division.
And you also have Jeff Petrie playing at
a Norris level pace.
We're going to talk about that.
I will say Jeff Petrie has been playing a bit sloppy, I find, in his own end with some missed passes. But he's looking to get back on track. And I like the way the team's playing right now because Jeff Ward got fired by the Calgary Flames. So you have to expect Calgary Flames, who are 5th, right behind Montreal, to kind of, turn it up a little. After your coach is fired, you kind of just want to go out there and kick somebody's ass.
For sure.
And that's what they're going to be looking to do. So
Calgary has a good team, so they should be at the top.
And now the Vancouver Canucks, even though they're sucking right now, have come off a sweep of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now the Montreal Canadiens have to go in and play them. So that's always fun when you got to play a hot team like that. But you got to give it where credit is due. Marc Bergevin, got to give him credit for firing Claude Julien at the right time, right? Yeah. Because if we still had Claude Julien right now and we were still on a losing pace and the Flames fired Jeff Ward and they kind of, maybe they turn it up, you never know. It was smart to fire the coach, even though you had a winning record, but you were losing games. That was a good move by Marc Bergevin. So this team that's been struggling majority of the season because they started off so hot seems to be I don't want to jinx anything because it's Montreal Canadiens. I don't want to jinx anything, but maybe seem to be returning back to the way they looked at the beginning of the season. I hope, but that's all I'm going to say from that because that was only the 5 games under Ducharme.
Exactly.
They played one of their worst games. The first game with Ducharme as head coach, 6-3 loss to the Jets, and now they've been playing some of their better games of the season in that 5-game span. In that
7-1 win, that was just an exclamation mark on the Jets for sure.
It was a dominant win, especially the way Connor Hellebuck's been playing.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna add, our fans who voted on our Instagram page actually thought the firing of Claude Julien was actually the right decision. So a lot of fans agreed with what we were saying.
I agreed with it too. I thought they needed to fire someone after the lackluster play. The power play. Let's talk about the power play real quick. The only reason I'm going to say that power play looks better, Eric, is because they can enter the zone. They know how to enter a zone. Because before, they used to take 2 minutes because they couldn't enter a zone. Now, finally, Montreal, the only team in the league that can't figure out how to enter a zone on a power play, has finally been able to do that. So that's why I'm going to say the power play looks a little bit better. Even though, there's still a bunch of question marks, but we'll see what they do. Alex Burrow's in charge of that. We'll see what he can do. But speaking of the NHL, Eric... Let's move on here. It's almost the mid-season of the NHL season, 56 games, where some teams are at 25, 26. So we're around that number. So we decided to look at some mid-season trophy trackers, who we think is going to win some of the trophies, who's in our top 3. We're going to be looking at the Hart Trophy, the Vezina Trophy, Calder, and the Selke Trophy, of course, because nobody gives a shit about the Lady Byng and the no offense, but the Ted Lindsay. It's basically the same thing as the Hart and the Jack Campbell, or with the best save percentage or goals against average, whatever, useless. We don't care. The Bill Masterin, great, whatever. Move on. Here we go. The facts, the numbers, it all comes down to this. The Hart Trophy, the most valuable player considered on an NHL team, Eric. This is my top 3.
Okay.
I have Anze Kopitar in the top 3.
So is this number 3 you have Anze at?
Yes. Okay. Kopitar and the Kings actually are sitting pretty well in their division. I actually didn't do my homework and check where they stand, but I'll do it right now live. They sit 5th. They sit 5th. They have 25 points. Minnesota has 27. They're 10-8-5 in 23 games. Something you wouldn't expect from an LA Kings team, right?
They're rebuilding right now.
Basically rebuilding. Anze Kopitar has had a great season so far with 28 points. The reason I'm giving this is because I didn't expect to see the Kings here. And what Kopitar's been doing in his two-way play and putting up the points he is right now has kind of given some motivation for this team. And they're playing okay in their standards, pretty well with the team they have.
For sure.
And so that's why I have him third. Second, I have McDavid, of course, 43 points, the best player in the NHL. There's no like doubting that. He's got the points there. The Edmonton Oilers sit nice at third in the division, 2 points up ahead Montreal. And yeah, of course, he deserves to be there. You know why? Because he's accounted on 50% of the fucking goals. That is why, him and Draisaitl. So, obviously, when you're 50% accounted for the goals, you kind of need some recognition. And of course, Connor McDavid, best player in the NHL. That's why I have him at second. First, who do I have winning the Hart Trophy? Patrick Kane. Of course, Patrick Kane. The Chicago Blackhawks, Eric, are playing some mighty fine hockey right now.
Yeah.
As I try and find where they stand in the NHL division. Holy hell. Where do they sit? Fourth. 31 points in their division. In the toughest division in the NHL, I might... Oh, no. Sorry. That is not the toughest NHL division. The one with Washington, the East Division, that's what it's called. That's the hardest division. But in a division with the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Carolina Hurricanes, the Florida Panthers are playing really good right now. Dallas, who made the Stanley Cup final last year, not playing so hot, but still a tough division. Chicago sits fourth. They're in a playoff spot right now. 31 points in 26 games played. And that's because Patrick Kane has been on a tear right now with 37 points.
Yeah, and that's all you need. Remember, Taylor Hall won it, and he was with New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
And they got bounced out in the first round, but he still won it.
So that's who I have winning the Hart.
For sure.
And those are my top three. What about you?
So I'm just going to go quickly here with my top three. Not too much explaining. But number 3, I have Matthews.
Yeah.
I just have Matthews in there.
Never having a Leafs in my top 3. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And like, I'm a Detroit fan, so I'm not supposed to like the Leafs either. But I like Matthews. Like, he's been scoring a lot too, so he's been good. Toronto's been very, very good. Top of the division. Second, I actually have Patrick Kane. You explained it. You explained it. They've been playing very well, but I just don't think they're gonna win. Like, Patrick Kane, he's gonna put up the numbers, but I just don't think they're gonna win. Like, fourth, it's not bad, but I don't know if it's enough, right?
Yeah, I just think it's better than what people expected.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. But Patrick Kane he should. Like, you can one or two, you can switch it up. But I have McDavid at 1. I think the winning's gonna back it up. He's probably gonna end up with the most points in the entire league when it's all said and done.
Art Ross,
and it's also McDavid. So
I mean, no explanation needed. Bottom 6 sucks, and they're picking up the load basically. So that's our Hart nominees. I think I have Kane. He's got McDavid. It's not always about points, Eric. You got to remember that.
No, I know it's not about. I'll go winning. So McDavid's winning too. So
that's true.
If Patrick Kane was on that team, they'd be garbage.
I'll be surprised if they make the playoffs the way, or I'll be surprised if they make the playoffs. The Blackhawks. And I think Kane should deserve it if they do. But let's head over to the Calder Rookie of the Year. Okay, this is always a fun one to watch because there's a shit ton of rookies in the NHL every year. And then you got some complete randos who get to the top of the list. Kaprizov, who came from the KHL, I think.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
The KHL.
Signed him. He's over. He's what, 20? He might be old, right? 25, 26, something like that.
Yeah, he's
20,
kind of like
24
kind of
maybe.
Like when Panarin came.
Panarin won it, yeah. He's got 19 points right now. That I got him, and I got Kevin Lankinen for the Chicago Blackhawks as well because he's been playing extremely well in that. And then I got Tim Stützle from Germany.
Kaprizov's 23, so it's still for a rookie, but
Tim Stützle, Ottawa Senators, Kevin Lankinen, Chicago, Kaprizov, Minnesota. Who do I think's gonna win it? Like, I hate to say Chicago again, but again, if they make the playoffs, I'm going with Lankinen, the goalie, because it's rare to see a goalie take home the Calder, but it's always fun to see them compete.
For sure.
And so I'm going to give the credit to him with a .925 save percentage. Yeah. I'm going with Lankinen.
So for me, my top goalies, there's a lot of good rookie goalies this season too. There's
Lankinen. There's Kakkonen from Minnesota.
The goalie. And also the Washington goalie, what's his name?
Vanacek. I'm pretty sure.
Something like that.
That's when,
there's a lot of good
yeah,
ones.
a lot of good ones.
So I have at number 3 Tim Stützle. I think he number 3. It's a good spot for him. He's been playing very well. They're on that win streak.
But who gives a shit? They suck.
But
who cares?
At second, I'm actually gonna go with I'm gonna go with Lankinen.
Yeah,
I have him in fantasy. I picked him up.
Yeah.
He's a very good addition.
Yeah,
he's probably low. He's not. I'm not saying he's in the Vesna right now, but he's up there. He's probably top 5. Top 10.
For a rookie, he's doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And number 1, I have Kaprizov. I think Minnesota. They're a small market team. They just
an old team too right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
So
So I just need they just have a young superstar. If you watch him play, this guy is so clean when he plays. Kaprizov. Oh, the edges. Oh, it's I love watching him. The edge work is ridiculous. So I just love watching him. And the point, he's probably gonna end up with like a good maybe.
He's got 19 right now.
Yeah, he's gonna end up with a lot of points. His points per game is gonna be pretty high. So
look for
Kaprizov at 1. Yeah.
Look for the Minnesota Wild to trade Kaprizov because that's what that's typically the Minnesota Wild. What they do is they trade their young guys.
They shouldn't at all. They shouldn't.
And they sign their vets to like 13-year deals.
They shouldn't think about that at all. And they're playing pretty well right now. They're playing very well with Captain and
they're in a playoff position for sure. Yes, but let's look at the. I think one of the most underrated trophies is the Selke Award for the best two-way forward or player, basically in the league. It's usually a defenseman's never going to win this award, but for the forward, in my top 3, I have, of course, every year Patrice Bergeron.
Yeah.
No explanation needed.
Yeah,
Anze Kopitar, really no explanation needed. He's always nominated. But who do I have winning there? For the first time since 1981, since the last time a winger won it, from the Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stone. Yeah, that's right. I have Mark Stone winning the Selke Award. He's a very underrated Selke nominee. He puts up the points. He's great defensively. It's just because he's not a center that the other guys get more recognition. That's all I'm going to say. I like Mark Stone.
Exactly.
One of the most not underrated players in the league because he's very rated, but defensively wise.
He's pretty underrated. I'm not going to lie. He's
defensively wise, he's stealthy.
Because when he was in Ottawa, he didn't get the recognition.
Yeah.
But he's basically a point per game forward, and he's one of the best
defensive forward wingers in the league.
Defensive forward. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who do you got?
For me,
let me guess. Bergeron, Kopitar.
Okay, so I have what do I have? No, I have Bergeron at 3.
Yeah.
Like you. No explanation. The captain.
Yeah.
Number 2, I have Anze Kopitar, also the captain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anze Kopitar, no explanation. The team's doing very well. And number 1. Drum roll, Nana. But Jake's been in my ear a bit, so I'm gonna say Mark Scheifele.
Oh, Mark Scheifele, Winnipeg Jets.
Exactly.
Classic.
So he's always been a very good defensive forward. He's putting up the points. I've seen him play he's very reliable. He's kind of like a better Philip Deno. I'm not saying I'm comparing Mark Scheifele to Philip Deno, but he's a way better Philip Deno. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, well, Mark Scheifele, hate the Jets with all my guts. You know why? Because of Jake Legault. So can thank him for
Jake's
that.
made a lot of people hate the Jets.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's go over to the Vezina category. Obviously, tons of great goalies so far in the NHL, playing amazing. In my top 3, I have, of course, the Russian Andrei Vasilevsky from the Tampa Bay Lightning. People say that he doesn't get enough credit because he's on a stacked team, or he shouldn't get that credit because he's on a stacked team.
Yeah.
But if you're playing with a 9.42 save percentage, 1.6 goals against average, you deserve the credit there. He's playing phenomenal right now for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I have Connor Hellebuck in there too. He's sneaky. He won it last year, obviously, but he's sneaky this year because the numbers aren't as good as other goaltenders in the league. But it's just about where the Jets are right now in the North Division. I do say I hate the Jets. I basically hate every team except the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah. But you got to give credit. I didn't think the Jets were going to be in the top 3 in the division, but they're second right now behind the Leafs. Will it sustain? I don't know. Are they a playoff team? Yes, for sure. He's got a .911 save percentage. And basically, he's kind of just the cornerstone for the Jets right now in making the playoffs, and he's going to carry them there. But who do I have winning? Marc-Andre Fleury from the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh my God. I thought you. Oh, oh shit. Okay.
Old Fleury, still sneaking up. He's got a .942 save percentage, 1.6, basically identical to Vasilevsky. The one thing that might hurt my guess, Eric, is what's his freaking name? Robin Leonard coming back from injury, maybe splitting with Fleury. That's the only thing. But right now, Fleury's making a case on why he should be starting the playoffs. Last year was Robin Leonard. They got to go with Fleury this year, Eric. It's got to be Marc-Andre Nets, the flower. I want to see it.
Okay. So I like Fleury. I think he has a very good case. I probably have him at 4, but at 3, I have a very different top 3. I'm going to tell you right now. At 3, I have Varlamov.
Yeah,
the Islanders.
Yeah.
I thought Sorokin was going to be up there. He's going to get more playing time, but Varlamov took the spot. And there's just something with the goaltenders when they play with the
New York.
Islanders.
It's Barry Trotz, man. The defensive system.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get that many shots, and
In Detroit, we have Thomas Greiss. He's absolutely dog shit right now.
Yeah.
When he was over there, he was
Detroit are dog shit. You can't really compare him to the Islanders right now.
When he's playing worse than Jonathan Bernier, like Jonathan Bernier is a good goal, but how can you not take the spot from Jonathan Bernier? You know,
basically.
Also, so I have him at 3. Number 2, I have from Colorado. I have Philip Grubauer. So, what's his name? Peter Francouz
Yeah, he's injured right now.
He's injured, so that's why he's been getting more play. Because Grubauer has always been a backup goalie, right?
Yeah,
but this year he's finally got the chance to be.
Well, no. Last year
in Washington,
Colorado, he started. He was just splitting, and then when Francouz
but I'm saying like this year is his first year where he's like started the number 1 starter like for sure. So he's been getting the minute. Yeah. When Francouz gonna come back, he might lose a bit of that.
Yeah, but he's playing really good.
Yeah. And so at number 1, I have from Tampa Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
He's probably the reason he's so good, I'm telling you. This guy is huge, 6'6", like he just stops everything, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, Vasilevsky, would he be doing this on another team?
100%.
Maybe, I really do think so. That he'd be able to pull these numbers on obviously not a fucking basement team. But Vasilevsky.
I have a pretty cool story. Vasilevsky, I remember I was watching him. He played in the AHL. I watched him play against Ottawa. I don't know why I was watching that game, but in the AHL game, and I saw Vasilevsky. He wasn't good in the AHL. He put up good numbers, but that game I watched, he wasn't good. So I was like, and then he took Bishop's position. I was like, what?
That's all about Eric. Just evaluate one player based on one game. That's classic. Their whole career on one game.
Exactly.
Eric's saying. But Vasilevsky, stellar season so far. But let's move to the NBA, Eric, where recent news just dropped today, and we had to move this into our time slot to push something out. Is because big news: Blake Griffin has been bought out by the Detroit Pistons and is currently in the process of signing with the Nets. Eric, the Nets have got another former All-Star to beat LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You hate to see
the
it.
Utah Jazz, to beat the Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz. You're absolutely right. The hottest team in the West right now.
Had to clarify there.
You know, they get disrespected at the All-Star game by who? LeBron.
That's fine.
But the Nets, who have a poor defensive rating, 25th in the league, add another typical known as a scorer who's not playing really great this season. Blake Griffin, 12.3 points, 5.2 rebounds, 3.9 assists. Let's look at his shooting, which has really been awful this season. Terrible this season.
Someone, a power forward like him. That can shoot a bit, but not as much. Like he's got
31.5%. His field goal is 36.5. Now, I love this move by the Nets, even though Blake Griffin's not playing the way he is. You know why? It's because Blake Griffin will no longer have to shoot the basketball, even though he thinks he's the best shooter in the league because he keeps playing. He hasn't dunked in like a year and a half or something.
Exactly.
So Blake Griffin now back on the front court with DeAndre Jordan, Jeff Green, who've been really needed some help because they haven't been too good. Now you got James Harden, you got Kyrie, KD. They're all going to be shooting outside the perimeter. You don't have to
Joe Harris too.
And Joe Harris too. And now it gives a chance for Blake Griffin to really fucking man up, get low in the paint, and dunk the damn ball for the first time in a year. Because I'm tired of seeing this guy, fade away, try and shoot brick, and just keep doing it the whole game. So,
but it is a good man because the thing with the NBA is once you get older, like Vince Carter, you gotta learn how to shoot, right? Because he's already in his 30s, so he's gotta learn how to shoot. But it's Blake Griffin, man. Everyone wants to see him dunk. That's what
I know.
That's what made him so good.
I know.
But
especially he's had. If you look at some of the best dunks in NBA history, Griffin is a part of that list.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's had some crazy dunks.
Him and DeAndre Jordan, so they're reunited
on Clippers. That's true. They are reunited. Maybe you get that Clippers funk going back.
Yeah,
and you don't know. Maybe it's the grossest front court in the league. Definitely not, but over exaggerating. But we don't know. You can't tell with the
and also with Blake Griffin, you can't forget 2 years ago he arguably had his best season he's ever had.
He will never return to that. Never will he ever be that same player.
No. But he did that in Detroit, so that was only 2 years ago. So
yeah, but he had that knee injury, and then I don't know if he'll ever be that same player.
And he also has the Kendall curse, so that's kind of tough.
True.
It's a Kardashian curse.
He does have the Kardashian curse still living in his head.
Exactly.
Might go until the end of his career.
So does James Harden. So double Kardashian curse. Maybe that cancels out. We'll see.
And does Katie have the Rihanna curse? You never know. No. He put her to sleep real quick when he went to that game.
Yeah.
But that will be fun to see Blake Griffin with the Nets. See what they can do.
Excited.
I think it's a good move for them because all they want to do is beat LeBron, and that's what they're thinking of.
Everyone thought he was gonna get bought out. Like everyone knew he was gonna be a free agent. We didn't know what team he was going to go to. But when he was signed with the Nets, when I learned that news, I was like,
definitely.
As a Jazz fan, I was kind of pissed because if somehow we made the final,
where's Orlando, man? Why is Orlando not a part of those teams, man? God, the Magic always getting played dirty, man. In the NBA, I'm telling you. Now they're gonna trade Vucevic. It'll be the over. For those who don't know, I am a Magic fan. Eric is a Jazz fan.
One of the
hundreds Orlando Magic fan. Yeah, I'm honored to be a part of it. But that's going to do it for the first episode of the Chtib Zhang show here on the Hot Sauce Sport platform. Thanks for watching if you're on the YouTube, or thanks for listening if you're listening on Spotify. Again, thank you. We'll be seeing you next Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you later. Peace.